Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? My name is Blitzhorn and welcome back to another WWE gameplay commentary. Today we're going to be discussing WWE's The Shield. Now, for those of you that don't know what exactly I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the TV show that will get produced by WWE. No, I'm talking about the new stable, I guess. I guess they're officially a stable now. The new stable that was introduced to the WWE. Well, they were introduced a couple weeks back, but they have kind of officially become a stable and officially joined the WWE roster this past Monday night. Of course, I didn't do a Monday Night Raw review. Sorry about that, guys. But what I am going to do is a lot of people ask me to voice my opinion on The Shield and what I think about them. So I decided to go ahead and basically make this video instead. And right away, I want to say is I love the idea of The Shield. I think it's an incredible idea. I do think the name is a little silly and all, just like most people do, but I just hate the fact that the initial response from this was like, oh, what the fuck, like, Dean Ambrose is being wasted on time. To me, it's like, this is the most brilliant way of introducing Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and what's his name? Reigns, Roman Reigns. Sorry, my bad. I messed up his first name. But the reason for that really is because, let's be honest, if they brought in Dean Ambrose as he is, I do not think that he would be able to gain traction with the main or the regular audience. Now, by bringing him in along with this stable, I'm a huge fan of Dean Ambrose, and I think that he's got a lot of potential. And as a result of that, as if they bring him in with the stable, first of all, you got to think about the fact that all three of these guys got catapulted right away to main event status just by being associated with Ryback and CM Punk. So right away, these guys come in, and right away they're thrown into the top of the heap, you know? And to me, that's incredible because that allows us to see Dean Ambrose somewhere down the line, a month or 2 months through, depending on how, just because some of you are like, what the hell are you talking about, a month? But the way that WWE does things so quickly nowadays, I could see Dean Ambrose in a month being in a main event matchup, be it with CM Punk or other members of the Shield or anything like that. So I am very excited about the fact of how they're taking this approach for the introduction. That being said, I do consider the fact that the name's a little silly, and I am worried about a couple of things. So, first off, of course, let me backtrack for a second here. But for those that don't know, basically the idea is that the Shield well, it consists of 3 members right now, and the members are Dean Ambrose, who was a very big, successful independent star on the independent wrestling scene. Roman Reigns, who is the, I believe, son of Sika, one of the Wild Samoans, I think. And Seth Rollins, who's also a relatively big star. I think, what was his name? And I think he was in ROH, if I'm not wrong. I think his name was Tyler something in ROH. I don't remember exactly, but don't quote me, but I think that that's what it was. Basically, the idea is that all three of these guys came in and helped CM Punk a couple of times already with getting him out of trouble against Ryback and kind of screwing Ryback out of the title match. Of course, they got involved in the CM Punk, Ryback, and John Cena title match back at Survivor Series. Yeah, sorry, I almost messed it up. I almost said TLC, but at Survivor Series, and caused Ryback to lose the match and all that. So basically, that's kind of how they were introduced to the world. And then this past Monday Night Raw, they explained what their purpose is within the WWE universe, and I really loved that segment. It felt fresh. Because it felt like we don't know a lot about these guys, and there's so many opportunities as to how this thing can go and how things can unfold with all three of these. I mean, the way that I'm thinking, and again, I know it could get screwed up, but I have such high hopes for this stable that I'm hoping that maybe 6-7 months down the line, this will be the stable of the WWE. And the reason for that is because all of these guys are fresh, which allows us to really kind of rejuvenate a lot of the issues within the WWE universe right now. And on top of that, the way that they did such a great job of explaining just enough in terms of what their purpose is within the WWE universe, and that was, of course, as Michael Cole asked him, basically like, are you working for CM Punk? Is that what it is all about and all? And Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns basically all said the idea is that they're there to protect the WWE universe. So they're there to protect justice, and they're there to protect what is just, and it is unjust to have the WWE champion, who has been a champion for so long, not even be able to celebrate his victory and his ability to defend the belt for such a long period of time. It is unjust to place the champion in a 2-on-1, in a triple threat match where he potentially can lose the title without being involved. So basically, they kind of really gave you a realistic purpose for why they exist, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the fact that you could believe what was happening, and you could really believe their cause, and that's the best villains are drawn up from having a cause, having a purpose to their madness or to their actions. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense in terms of why you exist, you know? And I really love that segment. And the fact is that I think initially, at least, the WWE is trying to introduce Seth Rollins as the leader of the group of the Shield, of course, considering he's the NXT champion and everything. And I felt like he was going to be kind of pushed as the leader. Then you kind of are starting to see that Roman Reigns is really the powerhouse, and they're really kind of like, they listen to him. So maybe he's kind of like the silent leader. But what I loved in this segment was how well Dean Ambrose was able to capitalize on opportunity. He had his opportunity, and you could see he was like, I'm gonna look the best, and he really gave it his all. He really gave that, you know, that sick, demented type looks and everything, and the way he delivered that promo and everything he said was so subtle, but it really was so effective. And it got me so pumped up about the possibilities down the line of Dean Ambrose and John Cena going at it in the ring, and Dean Ambrose and CM Punk working a program, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan. All these possibilities swarmed into my head, and I was getting like, pumped up, because there was something fresh, something new within the WWE universe that was starting to become a little stale, even with Ryback around. And I'm very excited about the possibilities with this particular stable and where they could possibly go. Now, I did mention before that I had some concerns, and that main concern is actually about Roman Reigns. My problem with him is the fact that, from what basically the backstage rumors and everything are indicating, of course, he's the most kind of favored by the entire backstage scene. Triple H is very much high on him, and he really kind of favors him as the main guy of Shield, and he feels like, of course, if you look at all three of them, Roman Reigns is the most WWE-like stereotypical wrestler look. But I think the fact that over the last few years we've seen a definite change in terms of who can be the star in Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and guys like that, you see that there's become much more of a change towards realistic looking people instead of over the top super duper muscular guys. And that's why I'm hoping that he won't be pushed further than the other guys more so. Of course, I think that Dean Ambrose did a great step forward by the way that he delivered that promo, but at the same time, I'm just worried that he will not get the opportunity to shine because he doesn't have the look, quote unquote. But he definitely has the it factor, in my opinion. As far as Seth Rollins, I haven't talked about him a lot, but I don't know, I'm not very much high on him yet. I think he's a great wrestler. I've seen a couple of his matches. I think I enjoyed his in-ring ability. Just like JR said, he does remind me a lot of CM Punk in terms of the way that he approaches a wrestling match. It's very similar to the way that Punk wrestles, but I don't know, he's just missing something. He feels to me a little too vanilla at this point. He's a little too plain. He doesn't have anything edgy about him. Roman Reigns has a look. Dean Ambrose has, to me, both, because he has this sneaky delivery and he's got this Roddy Piper type feel to him, mixed in with almost Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of, you know, like that rebellious type of attitude. And that's why I'm most excited about Dean Ambrose, and I'm looking forward to see how that unfolds down the line. But back on topic of Roman Reigns, is I'm hoping that what they would do with Shield is what I'd love to see be done. And again, guys, before I spew what I think, I'd love for you to comment in the comment section below what you would want to see done with Shield. Do you like what has been done so far? Put it in the comment section below. And I know I'm sounding like a little giddy girl, but I'm just very excited about the stable, and I see so much good potential with this stuff. But basically, what I would love to see is Dean Ambrose has to remain a bad guy. At least for now, he has to be the bad guy out of this group coming out. And I think that there's potential down the line. Turn Roman Reigns good and kind of align himself with John Cena and Ryback. And do Dean Ambrose kind of battles maybe Roman Reigns or something along those lines. Because to me, that would be the best way to kind of introduce him, is you keep him very evil and sinister, but then slowly he'll shift towards the Stone Cold type good guy, to where he's a good guy, but he's really kind of a jerk and an asshole, but everyone loves the fact that he's got just this incredible ability to express himself and doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks. So that's really kind of how I would want to see things unfold. Is to me most important is the fact that Dean Ambrose comes out strong from this particular group. That being said, that doesn't mean that I don't want to see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns succeed. I think they both have something going for them, and I'd love to see all three of these guys rise up to be main event caliber stars, just because they do feel very fresh, and I would love to see how they could impact the current WWE roster and universe. The other final thing I wanted to mention is that I hope they don't rush things too quickly with them. WWE is known to do that. Sometimes they push things a little too quickly and give us too much information and too much insight into who these guys are. I really want them to just keep kind of bird feeding us just a little bit every week, a little bit of a seed to explain more and more what these guys are, why they're here, are they helping Punk, are they not helping Punk, and really just keep that trend going for weeks and weeks and weeks. And let's say right around the WrestleMania time is when you really kind of give us the big spew of information. Maybe you could have Ryback versus Ambrose, or Ryback versus the entire team, or something along those lines happening. So there you have it, guys. That is my opinion and thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think, as Dean Ambrose hits a big arm drag and going to follow it up with a big running knee to finish the match. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Of course, subscribe, share the videos, favorite the videos. I'll catch you guys next time. You guys are freaking awesome. The Shield is awesome. Peace out, guys, and I'll see ya laters.